I remember this moment where I took my jumper off and my friend just started laughing at me. He was laughing at how skinny I was. And this moment just stuck with me. But now I don't have this problem anymore. I take my jumper off and I get compliments. People tell me I'm jacked fit, tell me I'm in great shape, and I feel like I've generally built my dream physique. And it wasn't because of the training and all the workouts I did. Instead, it was what I ate and the diet that I had. As the diet made all the difference, and the best part about it is you can just copy it. As in this video, I'm breaking down the diet to build muscle, why your diet is probably the one thing holding you back, and the foods you need to avoid so you can look muscular and grow your arms. Step 1 is the diet to build muscle, and I want you to start to really think, would cereal, would pizza, would any of these foods generally build you muscle? Like, if you actually thought, if you ate these foods every single day, would you gain muscle? And the answer is no, but I didn't know that for the longest time. Instead, I just ate these foods for no reason. But the diet that I needed to eat and what I should have had was whole foods. What whole foods are the primal caveman foods we've ate for thousands of years, like we've had them all our lives. These foods are what build us muscle. They have all the right nutrients in, and they've been proven to build us muscle, to make us healthy. And we ate these foods when we went and hunted a zebra, or we hunted a bear, or like a deer or something, as these foods fuel us correctly. So what whole foods are? They're in single ingredient foods that have been around forever. So it comes down to your meats, your fruits, your vegetables. Then we have some dairy, and that's about it. These are foods we want to be eating every single day. If we eat these foods, we gain muscle faster. And that's what I saw myself. As here I have a full diet plan, a meal plan of these foods that you can copy and you can just eat yourself. So meal 1, this should be used as breakfast. It's 6 whole eggs and 1 avocado. This meal is so important as it prioritizes protein. Protein is what we need to build muscle. As when we were in the wild, like when we didn't have technology, when we didn't have McDonald's, we didn't have any of this. Instead, protein was a big part of our diet. As if you can think what we'd eat on a daily basis, it would be different animals and fruit. We'd maybe have some vegetables from time to time, but it would be mainly animals, and we'd prioritize protein. Eating this amount of protein, high amounts of protein, made us able to run fast, to have athletic builds, to throw a spear like strongly, powerfully, and just to be like warriors, to be proper primal people. As if you look at like Greek statues of, you know when they make a Greek statue or something that was made 1,000 years ago? They're proper chiseled, they're proper muscular. And I think that was because they're eating these whole foods, things like protein, a lot in their diet. So we want to prioritize protein in our diet, as that is the thing that builds muscle. We want to have 1 gram of protein per 1 pound of body weight. If we can do this, we're going to build muscle faster and quicker than ever before. And the best part about this is using whole food for protein is easy to do. We can get all the protein we need in our diet just eating whole foods, eating the healthy foods of nature. We don't need protein powders, protein bars, none of that. We can cut that all out and just eat whole foods to get our protein in. And that's why we start with 6 eggs. Meal 2 we can have for lunch. We want to have 250 grams of beef mince, full fat, and 1 sweet potato or butternut squash. But full fat beef mince is so important, as this is what's going to give us energy. Fat is so good for our hormones, for our health, and it's actually filling. As well as this, we want to build muscle so we don't have to bulk. Where you bulk is where you eat more calories than you burn. So to bulk, we need to eat the highest fat foods, as fat has 9 calories per 1 gram of it, versus carbohydrates has 4 calories per 1 gram, and it's the same with protein, 4 calories per 1 gram. So fat has double the amount of calories in it per 1 gram. So if we eat a lot of fat in our diet and we have the 25% fat mince, all these different foods, we're going to eat a lot of calories. We're going to have a lot more than before. And this is why you find people don't like eating fat and people eat low fat foods, as it's lower in calories. But for us, what we want to do is we want to have high fat foods. So if you're eating Greek yogurt, mince, anything that contains fat, you want to have a highest fat option. Cheese, all these different things. So you want to go for a high fat option. This is going to help you gain weight, gain muscle, and gain size. As it's just easy calories to eat. As well as this, having a high fat diet is better for your testosterone. Your testosterone, you have more optimal levels of testosterone, and testosterone is how we build muscle. As men have more testosterone than women, and that makes sense as men build muscle a lot faster than women build muscle. So testosterone is one of the most important things we need to build muscle, and if we have high testosterone from eating a high fat diet and we have the right amount of calories, we're going to build muscle so much faster. Then you'll see the sweet potato or butternut squash. Butternut squash is a fruit and sweet potato is a vegetable, but we want to usually prioritize fruits. I've started to eat a lot more butternut squash instead of sweet potato, as butternut squash is a lot nicer tasting, I think, and it's easy to eat. You can cut it into squares or however you want to cut it. But I'd prioritise butternut squash if I had to choose myself. And this is a carbohydrate that's just going to give us energy for our day. As carbohydrates give us energy, they give us life. So we want to use these throughout our day to like have good workouts, to feel energetic and feel alive. And meal three, this is our pre-workout snack. Here we're having 200 grams of Greek yogurt, one banana or any type of fruit really, 1 tablespoon of peanut butter, and boiled eggs. The boiled eggs are optional. But here we're priming ourselves for a workout, as you'll have fruit and that is your main carb source. You want to have fruit, raw honey, all these different things we can use as carbs. As when we use these carbs just before a workout, we're going to have energy and we're going to have a good workout. Then the 2 eggs, they're obviously high in protein to build muscle. For 1 tablespoon of peanut butter, we want to go for 100% natural peanut butter. And here we want the full fat. We want a high fat peanut butter, as that is where we're going to get calories in. We're going to have high fat, it's going to be good protein, it's going to build us muscle. As to get rid of your skinny arms, to delete them, you want to prioritize high calorie foods. These are the foods that are actually going to work for our body and they're going to build us muscle. And then the Greek yogurt, like I said before, high fat. This is how we're going to build muscle. We're going to need high calorie foods. The more calories we can eat, it's an easier way to gain lean muscle. But with this in mind, when I say more calories we can eat, it's a better way to gain lean muscle. I mean, we want to eat quality calories as well. So we want to have the whole foods like I explained earlier. Just because you want to have a lot of calories doesn't mean you want to eat pizzas or you want to eat bagels or you want to eat burgers. Instead, you want to eat whole foods, real foods. As if you eat the pizzas, the bagels, the burgers, you're not going to gain muscle. Instead, you're going to gain fat. You're going to get chubby. You're going to have more spots on your face. And you don't want this at all. Instead, you want to eat whole foods. This is where we're going to gain muscle by itself, as we're going to lean bulk. We're going to eat enough calories to gain weight and to gain muscle. But we're not going to eat too much, as if we eat too much, then we start to gain fat and we start to look chubby. So that is why we want to have high fat in everything, but we want to make sure we're eating a whole foods diet. This is so important for this diet. You can change the meals around. You could swap the mince to steak. You could swap the eggs to chicken. But whatever you swap, you want to keep it whole foods. You want to make sure you eat these healthy foods throughout your day. And in my full course where I break down how to build a physique like a fitness influencer, I break down so many different meals that you can use, workouts and everything and more. So you can check it out in the link in the description. But for dinner, we're going to have the same as meal 2, 250 grams of beef mince, 1 sweet potato or butternut squash. Here, it's the same calories, the same everything, and we just want the high fat. Why I've broken it down into two different meals of 250s, because it's a lot cheaper than anything else. As if you go to Aldi, Tesco, any supermarket, you can buy a 500 grams of beef mince. Then you can cook that and you can batch it into 2 different meals. So then you've got your dinner ready and your lunch ready whenever you cook it. And it's easier like this, as when you're eating whole foods, it's actually quite hard to eat a lot of them. As high protein foods and your meats, you'll find them very filling. As in, you can only eat like 250 grams, 500 grams of beef mince at a time. You can't eat a lot of food at once like you could if you ate pizza or anything. So what we need to do is actually have more meals. We want to break it down and have 4 meals, maybe even 5 meals in our day. This means we can sort of separate it throughout our day and then eat the food. So then we become full and then we leave it for a bit, we become a bit more hungry, then we eat the next meal, become full, and we can just eat more food throughout our day. So we want to have a very large eating window. What I would probably do is I'd start my day and I'd eat straight away to get your first meal in and you start your eating window. Then throughout your day, you obviously separate your meals, and then your last meal, you want it about 3 hours before you sleep. So say you wake up at 7 a.m, you eat your first meal at 7 a.m, and then you go until like 5, 6 o'clock, maybe even 7 o'clock, and then that's when you eat your last meal. And throughout that day, you can just get all the meals and all the foods that you want to eat in. This brings us on to snacks. If you need more calories and you've got a very fast metabolism and you don't think this food is enough for you here and you need more to bulk, then we come on to snacks. The first thing you can have is smoothies. This is so like easy to do to have more calories. If you drink things like raw milk and you add peanut butter, fruit, maybe even protein powder if you really want, you don't have to do that. But doing this you can make this high calorie easily. As you can add cottage cheese, there's so many things you could add to this butter, like these high fat foods that are high in calories. As well as hundreds of smoothies, and in the link in the description I've got loads of recipes. But as well as smoothies, we've got nuts, fruit, cheese, all different high fat foods and fruit. Fruit's nice tasting. So if you fancy chocolate or you fancy sweets or something, instead eat a banana, have some dates, have some raw honey. But that is just to like help your taste buds out. And the other foods, they're here for calories. They're here so you can gain weight quicker and you can get bigger faster by having high fat, high calorie foods. And we come on to hydration. We want to be drinking 2.5 litres of liquid every day. This could be your milk, this could be your water or your fruit juice. So freshly squeezed oranges or anything like that. We want to have 2.5 litres of liquid within the first 10 hours. So if you wake up at 7 o'clock, you want to drink them all by 5 o'clock. If we do this, that means we don't have to get up during the night and go to the toilet. As this would always happen to me. I'd always need the toilet. All my life, I always needed the toilet every time. Like every time I sleep, halfway through the night, I'd get up and have to go to the toilet. But once I started doing this 10-hour thing, within the first 10 hours, I wouldn't get up during the night. It would actually be nice. I could sleep the whole night without having to wake up and go to the toilet. This meant I got better sleep and better recovery for my muscles. So doing that, and we also want to have 6 to 9 grams of salt daily. If you just sprinkle salt on your mince, on your different foods like your eggs, you'll easily get the 6 to 9 grams of salt. So the total macros of these meals is 2,825 calories, 200 grams of protein, 140 grams of fat, and 138 grams of carbs. You may want more calories, and the best way to know how many calories you want to eat in your diet is to click the bottom link in the description, and it's called the AI Whole Inspector tool. What you're going to do is you're going to type it and you're going to tell it your information. You're going to tell it, I'm 19, I'm 5'10", I weigh 80 kg, I work out for 10 hours per week. Tell it as much information as you can about yourself. And then it's going to work out how many calories you need to lean bulk. You just ask it, you tell it all the information and tell me how many calories do I need to lean bulk. Here, you're going to be able to work out the perfect macros that you need to gain weight quickly and to build muscle without the fat. Is if you eat too many calories, and say it tells you need to eat 2,900 calories, but you're eating 3,500 calories, you're not just going to gain more muscle quicker. Instead, you're going to gain muscle, but you're also going to gain fat. And you don't want to gain fat, you just want to gain pure muscle by itself. So using the AI tool, this is going to be really helpful. But as we can see with this diet, it's very high in protein. And if you need more calories, you can add things like the smoothies, the snacks, like I said earlier. But that is all for the meal plan. And if you thought this was helpful, click the link in the description now where you can get a full guide on how to build your dream physique and look like a fitness influencer. I'll break down meal plans, grocery lists, courses, workouts, how to better your sleep, how to better your testosterone, like so many different things. And that's all in the link in the description down below. I remember when I followed this diet, I had the best genuine session ever. I went to this gym this early morning and I just had good energy from the start. It was in the morning, but I already felt alive, I felt awake, and I actually felt healthy. As your best thing you'll find with the whole foods and this diet is you feel brilliant. Your energy levels are so much better than they ever have been before. And when you're working out, this makes it so good. As I went to the gym this early morning, I remember it was empty. There was about 2 people within the gym. And I was just pushing myself. I remember going on like this bench press machine and I was pushing the weights and I felt like I trained so hard. You know when you go to absolute failure? I was adding weight and I was just pushing. I remember pushing until my chest was shaking. It was burning so badly, but it felt brilliant as I was going as hard as I ever could. And it's just, I was clear in my head. This diet is so helpful. It's so good to do as it has the best foods for optimal human health. We feel the best with these foods. This makes us feel sharp mentally, like you feel so focused, you feel so energetic, you feel so great. And this is the best part of this diet. You become so healthy, you feel amazing. And that gives you the best gym sessions ever. It gives you more progress than ever. You build muscle quicker than ever. And that's why this diet is so important to do. And I 100% recommend you follow it to the best of your ability. You try to eat whole foods as much as possible, as you'll feel better than you ever have before. Step 2 is the diet that's holding you back. I remember this one time when me and my friend, we both went to the gym together. We started training together as we met in the gym and we just started training together more. My diet, I started to fall onto this whole foods diet and I was actually getting onto it. It was the summer, it was about July, and I was eating whole foods nearly every single day at this point. Versus my friend, he was just eating sort of canteen meals. Like he would go to school and he'd just eat what the canteen made him. He'd eat what his mum made him when he went home. He'd have lasagna, pizza, all of that. And I started to generally see the progress between us two. Like my progress goes so much higher than his, so much quicker. As I remember this one session where we were doing the incline Smith machine and we were going up in weight. We started with 220s on each side and then we went to 25 and then we went to 80 kg, so 20s and a 10 on each side. And I remember watching him struggle. He started the set and he was proper struggling on about the 3rd or 4th rep. And I remember I went on it and we've been the similar weight. We've been doing the similar weights the whole time. We've been the similar strength. But I remember going on it and just doing 3 reps and then doing 3 more. And just, I went and went. I mean, I racked it. I didn't even go to failure. Instead, I racked it and I was just like, oh yeah, we're going to have to add weight to it. And it felt so much easier than before. And I was so surprised as I just saw progress so much faster. And I just had better energy. I was training, like, I just felt like I was moving so much better than him. And it was all because of my diet, as that was the only difference between us. We have the exact same training style and everything. I just seemed to see so much faster progress, and that never happened before. And the problem that he was facing is he wasn't eating the right foods. As I found when I ate whole foods, when I ate healthy foods, it started to increase my testosterone. I got all the symptoms of higher testosterone. As in, I started to feel more energetic, more driven. I started to gain bigger traps, bigger shoulders. I felt more healthy. I made muscle quicker. I just felt way more energetic and way more man. And that was because I was eating these healthy whole foods. As if you asked yourself, who makes more muscle? Someone who eats steak and eggs every day, or someone who eats their mum's cooking? Who's really going to make more muscle? Who's going to see progress? And it's pretty obvious who's going to make muscle and see progress. It's because these foods, like the steak, like the eggs, they're high in protein and they've just been around for so long. They're optimal for human health and they're the foods that we need to do. So eating these foods every day is so helpful to do. As that is why diet held me back for the longest time. I ate these unhealthy foods every single day, like a pizza, like a bagel, like some chips, all of these different things. And I didn't see progress. I didn't make muscle. Nothing went well for me. Instead, I got to 95 kg. I felt bloated. I felt sluggy. I just felt awful. And it's because I wasn't training. I wasn't fueling my body right. I didn't have good energy levels. I didn't have good, like, everything was ruined because of this diet, because of these whole foods. It was the constraint. It was the bottleneck. It was the thing holding me back. But when I eat these whole foods, I make progress so much faster. And even now, I started a new training split. I started doing a whole different workout where I do bodyweight exercises and everything. And I haven't even seen a single plateau. I haven't even come close to plateauing at all. Instead, every week is progress after progress after progress. And this is because I'm eating this healthy food. Like, it's so much easier to just make muscle naturally, to see progress in the gym. And this is because of these healthy whole foods. So what you want to do is try cut out these unhealthy foods and try add more healthy foods in. So try eat more steak, more eggs, more chicken, more rice, all of this stuff, and eat less, pizzas, bagels, cookies, all of this different stuff. And you will start to see more progress in the gym. This brings us on to step 3, the food you must stop eating. I remember this one time where I was sitting in my kitchen after I did a heavy gym session. I walked home, it was quite late at night, and I was sitting in my kitchen. As I was sitting there, I was just eating a massive pizza. I had the garlic sauce on the side that tastes so nice. I had stuffed crust, I had everything. I was eating this massive pizza. And I remember as I was eating it, my brother came down and he said to me, he walked into the kitchen, he sort of looked at me in disgust and he asked me, like, why do you train so hard? Why do you go to the gym every single day? But you just fuel your body badly. You just eat bad foods every single day of the week. And when he said it to me, this is like the first moment it hit when I realized I'm doing a disservice to myself. I'm actually ruining my progress. I'm ruining all the hard work I do because I can't have a clean diet. I can't have a healthy diet. As I was eating this junk every single day, and it was a disservice to all the hours I spent in the gym. As I went to the gym, I did a 2-hour session. Then I come home, and now I'm eating junk. I'm literally reversing all the progress I just made. As when we eat processed food, like your pizza, all these different things which have so many bad chemicals in. They have things like vegetable oils. These are very linked to heart disease, linked to obesity. We gain weight so much quicker with these. Like your high sugar foods, like your sweets, your chocolates. As you know it, you get chubbier cheeks, you get more spots. Like, there's so many symptoms to eating all these sugary foods. And if you think about it, like, ask yourself, what does someone who eats McDonald's every day look like? They don't look muscular, they don't look jacked, they don't look like none of them. Instead, they look chubby, they look fat, they don't look healthy at all. And this was a disservice I was doing to myself. I was eating pizzas, eating McDonald's, eating KFC all the time. And it was ruining my body, it was ruining my gym progress. Yourself that the junk foods, all these bad foods, they're not good for you, they're not helping you at all. You know yourself, these foods aren't making you muscle, they're not helping you in the gym. It doesn't matter how many calories they have in, how much protein, how much fat it has. It's a bad food. It's a food that's making you fatter, that's making you look worse. So why would you eat it every day? Why would you do this disservice to yourself? Why would you ruin your gym progress just for this? Instead, you want to eat the healthy whole foods, and you want to start by cutting out all the multiple ingredient foods. So if you look at the back of, let's say, a chocolate bar or a protein bar even, look at the back of a protein bar and it has the ingredients list. We want ingredients to be one. We want to have single ingredient foods, foods that don't have many ingredients at all. If you look at the back of a protein bar, it's going to have many. It's going to have sugars, acids, rapeseed oils. It's going to have loads of different ingredients, probably up to 20. But if we look at the back of a steak, of mince, of chicken, of sweet potato, any of these, look at the back on the ingredients list. It's going to have one, maybe two. It will have meat, so it will say like beef mince, and it will say salt. It will literally just say sweet potato. There's not loads and loads of ingredients in. There's just one or two. And this is what we want to start to prioritize. Every food we want to eat wants to be single ingredient foods. Like your honey, you want to have raw honey. This is a single ingredient honey. Like your fruits, you want to just have the fruit by itself. You don't have strawberries with chocolate on it. So just have the normal strawberries. If we can prioritize having single ingredient foods, this will be very important. So we want to stop eating all the processed multi-ingredient foods. As do you really think junk food is going to help you with your muscle growth? So what we want to do is to start with a really unhealthy foods, the foods that we know are super unhealthy. So your chocolate bars, your pizzas, your McDonald's, your KFC. Let's start by cutting those out. Then after we cut those out and we're getting better and better, we cut out the sodas, we cut out all that stuff. We just start to take it more. Now we start to cut out bread. We start to cut out like your pie or your pizza or your chips or something like that. Then once we cut those out, we're going to move more to the single ingredient foods. We cut out cereals and just protein shakes, protein bars, until we get to this whole food, single ingredient food. You're going to have to take your time with it, as it won't happen overnight. You won't be able to cut all these foods out. But the better and better you get, the more healthy you're going to get, the more results you're going to see, the more pure muscle you're going to have, the better your skin's going to be, and you're going to feel so much better. You're going to have so much better energy. But you want to start with the really bad stuff and then slowly work your way through until you have no junk food left in your system, no processed food in your diet at all. If you want to learn more about the diet that can help you build your dream physique, click the link in the description now for a full course on how to look like a fitness influencer. But if you liked this video, look out for the next one, and it's going to be a daily routine of how I built my dream physique. But thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.